Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Attack on Titan. Last time on Attack on Titan, we had Night of the End, where basically all of our newfound Alliance members sat around a fire and basically told each other that they hate each other. There was a bit of a scrap between Jean and Rhaina, but we all got it out of our systems. We all know we hate each other, but we must defeat Eren for the greater good. The greater good. So yeah, we just had to air some grievances, and it was good that we did that. And we also had Hanji's delicious stew. So yeah. And then, the next morning, they were off to the port. But the port has been taken over by the Jaegerists, who went there on train. And the Azumabito clan is being held at gunpoint by Flock. So I can only hope that it's time for Flock to die, because we have literally no reason to keep him alive anymore. I want him to die, preferably by Annie's hands. I think that's the most fitting end, is by Annie, because who better to kill a piece of shit like that than Annie Leonhardt? Yeah. Or Mikasa, or Annie. I will literally I'll take McGath at this point. I'll take McGath over killing Flock, you know? Anyway, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's just go ahead and jump right into this episode of Attack on Titan. Here we go. Alright. Alright. I get it. I get why it's so difficult for them. I'm sitting here like an asshole on the outside, being like, fucking kill them. And I may be projecting. Like, I almost feel like my hatred of Flock has grown so much it's spread to the other Jaegerists. Because the other Jaegerists, you know, I get them. They're normal people. They're not fucking terrible like fucking Flock is, you know? Like, you understand why they became Jaegerists. You understand why they would go along with the rumbling. You know, I wouldn't even say, like, you know, do they approve of it? It may honestly be something that weighs on their consciousness. I think that would be what separates them from Flock, is that it could possibly weigh on their consciousness. On their conscious. It could weigh on them after all of this is done. But they are looking at this as a hard decision to save the island, you know? And they don't, but at the same time, they are going with it. They are going to, you know, they would go through with it. They are okay with Eren starting the rumbling, and because of that, they almost can't understand why Armin and Connie would team up with Marley and everyone, you know? So I get it. I get why it's difficult, and it's difficult for them to have to kill them, but now they have, you know? And honestly, this reminds me of top of season 3 when Armin killed that one Kenny Squad member to save Jean. And which I feel like I referenced that last episode, actually. I might have. I don't remember. And Captain Levi was saying, well, you know, you got your hands dirty. You got blood on your hands, but it saved Jean, you know? Which, that really encapsulates all of this episode. It's like, you got your hands bloody, but you saved Jean's life. And they talk about, like, you know, Jean was like, well, I'm in the wrong about this. I was in the wrong about hesitating and I see now that the right thing to do is to kill. And Levi says, no. That's not it. I'm not saying it's right or wrong to shoot or not to shoot, What I'm saying is, you did it. You did it, and this is what happened. He says, my moral high ground is shot to hell. Go back to the second time that Levi bodied Zeke, and you have Zeke in disbelief that Levi had already caught up to him. That Levi could catch up to him, and he thought, no, that's not right. I turned all of his comrades into Titans. Basically Zeke is thinking he should have hesitated. They're his comrades. How could he, kill them so quickly? And Levi says, if you think that I'm going to hesitate killing my comrades, killing those Titans because they're my comrades, then you don't realize how many of my comrades I've had to kill, Levi, and obviously Levi being older than the rest of them, he's, in his 30s, I think? Levi's in his 30s, but but Jean and Armin, they're around 19, I would say. And yeah, even though they have gone through it, it's an interesting thing thinking about like what everyone has gone through, because you look at Levi and it's like, okay, he's been through a lot more than a lot of other people because he's older, he's gotten to this conclusion of, well, I do what I do. Is it right or wrong? I can't really say. I can't say if what I do is right, I just got to do what I do. And he has had to kill people. He has had to kill his comrades even. But you say that about them, but then you look at the Marleyan squad, where, you look at Annie and Rhina and even Peak to an extent, where they pretty much have no qualms about killing the Jaegerists, Now, granted, they don't really have a connection to these Jaegerists as much as... And even if they did, those were burned a long time ago, Those were burned 4 years ago when they first were revealed as Titans. So... But you look at them like, well, they were trained. It's like Magath said, you've had to shoulder this burden since you were born, and that's not right. And you look at, how long they had to train and then what they've done. Just after this generation of the Nine got their Titans, they show they completely annihilate an entire nation, basically, between all of them. So they're very different. And you can also say it's the same thing with Falco and Gabi. Gabi had that few episodes back of like, look, I have killed so many people in my life, and she's like, what, fucking 12? So this is a problem. Whereas even though, yes, Connie and Armin have been through a lot of shit, it's almost not the same, In terms of killing people, they had that brief, moment of that. They had that brief moment of that fighting Kenny's squad, but that was Kenny's squad. There is still a bit of a difference between that. So I do fully understand why it's so difficult for them to kill their comrades. Now, maybe not Flock. Flock may be the one. Flock may be the one, because he's always been an asshole, He's always been a douchebag, so, yeah. But, at the same time, a lot of them, like Samuel and Daz, yes, I understand why. In the reaction, yes, I do come off as a jackass, but that's just because because part of it is, there are many reasons. One, I fucking hate Flock. He's so goddamn annoying. Like, Flock is like fucking Joffrey. Like, fuck this guy. Fuck this character, Not the actor. I want to make that distinct. I never hated the actor on Game of Thrones. I don't hate the voice actor here. I actually like the voice actor on this. And the actor of Joffrey also seemed like a nice guy. But fuck Joffrey. Fuck Flock, Because there's villains there are villains where you kind of love to hate them, and then there's villains that you just fucking hate, you know? And I feel like a lot of times that kind of gets mixed up, you know? Where it's like, oh, I hate this guy, but you're supposed to hate him and you love hating him. Like, an example on Prison Break, which is another show I'm watching right now. You could classify T-Bag as you love to hate him, you know? You fucking love to hate this guy, and he is so hateable, but you fucking love hating him. Whereas, and especially in season 1, for those of you who are watching my Prison Break reactions, you will understand this, but Paul Kellerman in Prison Break, and again, specifically I said season 1, I fucking hated that guy, you know? I absolutely fucking hated that guy. And it was just like, oh, I hated that character so much. He was so annoying, even though he was a very well-written character. And that is the same with Flock. Flock is a really well-written character. I just fucking hate him and I'm tired of him. The other part to that, there's more parts to that, is, so 1, I fucking hate Flock. 2, I have just been burned out by Aaron this season, you know, like when I say, like, last episode, like, this show peaked in season 3, I understand that is entirely my opinion, but that is my opinion because season 4 has been such a beatdown for me, and on the one hand, I'm glad that we're about to, you know, catch up, we're about to finish up, pretty much, we're about to wrap up part 2 and take a break for a year. And I'm glad about that because I am so ready to take a break from Attack on Titan because I have pretty much watched this show non-stop since I started it in, 2020? And yeah, so I've been watching it every week for, you know, nearly 2 years at this point. And I'm about tapped out on Attack on Titan. So I'm glad that we're taking a break before, you know, the show finishes up next year. On the other hand, God, I just wish the show would fucking finish already, and I hate that I have to wait a year to feel this exact same thing all over again. So that's part of my problem, my personal problem, and it's nothing, again, this is still a really well-written season. I am just so beat down by it, and I'm beat down by Aaron and his fucking douchebaggy edgelord, I'm gonna kill everyone because that's the answer. Like, you fucking stupid child. And then Flock and his fucking orgasming all over the place. Like, oh, well, you people need to understand your place. Like, oh my fucking God. Just the fact he got his ass kicked. he got his ass kicked by Kiyomi. Like, and no disrespect to Kiyomi. I love that she actually kicked his ass. But at the same time, when you're taken down, I feel like that's like getting taken down by Rod Rice. Like, it's not... Like, how fucking pathetic are you that it's like, it's not you're just taken down by some noble lady, you know? And that's great. That's great. I love that she kicked his ass. I love she's a fucking badass, you know? Like, these people are fucking underestimating the Asians on this show, but how fucking terrible of a character are you when you get it's like getting your ass kicked by, shit. I was gonna make a reference to, like, one of the British princesses, I can't think. Meghan Markle, I guess, is that her name? I don't keep up with the British nobility or royalty or anything, but I was gonna say the Queen, but that's a little too much. But it's like, yeah, it's like getting your ass kicked. It's like getting your ass kicked by someone like that, I guess. This analogy's falling apart, but like, the fact is that he got his ass kicked by her, and the only reason he got away was his ODM gear. And nothing else. She kicked his ass. I had an entire, like, thing of, like, okay, who the fuck could kick Flock's ass? Never in a million years would I thought of that. But it happened. He literally got his ass kicked. And now, granted, Other people literally, quite literally, got their asses kicked by Annie. Oh my god. I mean, I you know what? And this is gonna sound weird, but I feel like if you're stepped on by Annie, it's an honor, honestly. You know? Like, if you get drop kicked out of the air by Lean Jean, I'm gonna say that's a good death, you know? Like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, so that's sort of my thing. I know I just went with like 4 different topics in that, but yeah. To circle back around, I get why it's difficult for them to kill their comrades, you know? So I love that Magath like repented, basically. I thought that was a really good scene where he apologizes and is like, look, I'm sorry that I said that I was in the right. We were never in the right. He was basically saying, it's like, I was in denial about how terrible Marley was. Because the interesting thing is, he has said this before. He said that to Willie Tiber. He's basically like, look, I fully believe that the people of Eldia are spawned from the devil, but we are just as bad, you know? like I liked that moment, and I like this moment too, where he basically asked for forgiveness and asked, you know, we cannot do this, you know, we need to stop this cycle, you know? And it's the same thing. It's like, yeah, Aaron's solution is to kill everyone. Guess what? That doesn't solve the fucking problem. Like, it literally is like, well, everywhere, because they've acknowledged so many times over that there are good people and bad people everywhere, even on Parody. What Aaron's doing is only, I mean, I guess he's containing the problem to the island, but he's not getting rid of the problem, you know? He's not getting rid of the problem. And I like that this is, you know, I like that Magath says, look, we need to stop this cycle of violence. And that, you know, when we question, you know, even if we get through all of this, how is the world going to respond to us starting the rumbling, you know? And I've thought, like, well, can Marley put in a good word? Just be like, look, we all have to fucking stop, you know? We all have to fucking stop. We can't just blame these random people on an island for all of our shit, you know? We all have shit, and that's just gotta be it, you know? It's no point in trying to wipe out the Eldians just because of one literally, you know, should the world wipe out all of the Eldians because of Eren Yeager, because of the dumbass that he is? Like, it's such a crazy thing how much Grisha fucked up with both of his children. Like, it's like a miracle how royally fucked up his boys are, you know? But with Magath saying, you know, this whole cycle of violence needs to stop, even though, yes, we are going to have to get our hands bloody in order to do this, in order to stop it. Like, it's, I don't know. It's just, we gotta do this. It makes me hope that if we do stop Eren, maybe Marley can put in a good word. I don't know. I mean, this is basically doing what we said we should do, which is let's go and talk to the people, you know? Let's go talk to the outside world. We're finally talking to the outside world, and look at that. We're not enemies. We're not enemies. What a fucking concept, Eren, you dumbass piece of shit. This is why we need to take a break from Attack on Titan, because I am losing my shit over Eren. Eren Yeager is the most brilliantly written, terrible character I've ever seen, you know? And it infuriates me to high heaven. And honestly, he's the worst best part of this show, in that he's a god-awful protagonist, especially after season 1. In season 1, he's alright, but after season 1, they just drop, like, okay, he's not the main character, fuck this guy. Until then, it's like, well, I guess we'll make him the villain, and it's like, okay, he's annoying as shit, but I guess he works as a villain. But yeah, I don't know. And then, yeah, Lean Gene. You know, so I guess where Flock can orgasm over Aaron in his Titan form, I guess I got Lean Gene. And that is exactly the weird note that we need to end this video on. Because we could talk about other stuff, but I frankly need to move on. Something I also need to do soon is I need to work out what we're going to be replacing Attack on Titan with once this is all over. I don't know. If you got any suggestions, I'm all ears. Although, I suppose by the time this goes up, I may already have a poll ready. I don't know. Maybe we'll do something fun. Maybe, because if you remember, all that time ago, before I watched Attack on Titan, I was watching Death Note on Sundays. And Death Note, surprisingly, not as depressing as this show. So maybe we get something, it's still depressing, but not as depressing as this show. So maybe we get something fun going. I don't know. Maybe like One Piece or something. Depends. Anyway. Well, see you guys next week when I just burn all bridges of people who like Season 4. Sorry. Although I'm kind of not sorry. It's my opinion. If you still like all of this and love Season 4, hey, more power to you. I'm happy for you. But boy, Season 4 beats me down, and quite frankly, maybe my least favorite season. Is it really, really good? Yeah. But this is all just my personal opinion that you come to see and probably get mad at me anyway. I don't know. That's how the internet works. Anyway, without dragging this out anymore, with all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around to any of those. There's a playlist for all of my Attack on Titan reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. Oh god, there's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.